Sabrina, the girlies are mad. The feminists are mad. They made you the leader of their movement, and now you're on your knees for men. Sabrina. I feel like this is the most ridiculous discourse that I've ever seen on the internet, because I'm gonna hold your hands when I say this. How are you outraged that celebrities are doing what they want with their money, time, and energy? What? Celebrities have autonomy? Celebrities can do whatever they want with their money, time, and energy, and their body, and their brand? Hey besties, welcome back to my channel. I was wandering through the woods of TikTok, and all the feminist girlies are mad because the leader of the feminist movement, the Che Guevara of chicks, the beacon of women finally having equal rights, the reason that men are gonna stop catcalling women, the reason that sexual harassment is going to come to an end, has gotten on her knees for a man. Ew, men. Icky. Women are tired of men. However, the women that are singing about being tired of men aren't actually tired of men, and all of the women that were living vicariously through the women singing about being tired are mad that the person that they were living vicariously through, that they thought were their idol, isn't really tired of men. So Sabrina Carpenter, the girl who's famous for the song about heartbreak being one thing and her ego being another, and she dares a man to embarrass her, is coming out with a new album called Man's Best Friend. And she's in a very precarious position. Need I say more? And people all over Twitter were pissed the fuck off. To which I say, God forbid a straight woman wants to get turned the fuck out by a man. It's almost like, are you guys surprised that she fucks men? She's straight. Of course she's going to suck a dick from time to time. Did you think that she was over here just shitting on men celibate? No. And I think that it's bringing into conversation one of the things that's weird to me. Why do you think being a feminist is strictly to hate men? All feminists aren't lesbians, and I'm so upset about radicalized feminism because it's literally just misandry with bells and whistles. And misandry is just hating men. I get it, you're tired of men, but at the same time, why are you projecting that onto everyone else? Why are you projecting your expectations onto everyone else? Why couldn't you just listen to the song, enjoy it, and then go about your life? This is what happens when you idolize people. This is what happens when you form connections with people who don't even know you exist, and you put your emotional feelings into them or into their art, into their craft, and don't just understand that this is entertainment. You are being entertained. This is not her real life. She's using your desire to hear a certain message to make money. Money. And so why the fuck is it now her setting back the feminist movement by years and eons because she's showing you guys that she fucks them. She copulates with men. She's straight. Yes. Every day, men. Enough. Thinking about how hair pulling was one of the first forms of violent misogyny me and many other women faced as young girls, I really hope this is not the album cover. It feels deeply irresponsible. I'm sorry, but that's projection. You are literally saying that this woman can't have her hair pulled in bed because you got your hair pulled as a little girl in a playground and you're still not over it. You're not over a moment that happened when someone with an underdeveloped brain tortured you. And I think that's very telling of your state of mind as an adult and not the state of a fucking picture on an album. Why is Sabrina Carpenter the kingpin of feminism? Why is she the leader of feminism? Why is that on her shoulders? Why can't she be someone that loves to get turned out, loves to have her hair pulled, loves to get slapped, loves to get choked? And why is it that women that enjoy that sexually are all of a sudden not feminist because it appeals to the male gaze? I'm sorry, but you're literally taking away the fact that women can have desire for things that they like. It doesn't always have to be for the menses.
Stop calling me, you
Listen
sick...
to me. We traced the call. It's coming from inside the house.
Anything y'all said about Sabrina being for the female gaze is down the drain. I don't even know what that means. Like, when was she for the female gaze? Like, did she ever say she was bisexual? Did she ever say she was a lesbian? Why were we ever assuming that everything she did was for women? She was doing it for money. I think the internet has broken us in a way that we may never recover from, because we cannot see something happening on the internet and disconnect ourselves from it because it's literally in our hands before our very eyes, and it feels like a solo performance sometimes, and it's like, they're doing this just for me. No, you were one of millions of hundreds of billions of people seeing this. You're not special. This was never about you. You think it's about you because you're living inside your own body, having your own human experience, and you can only see things from your own perspective, but this isn't about you. This album cover, Bonnie Blue's petting zoo, and Sydney Sweeney's soap all running a train on feminism right now. And why is it? Why is it running a train on feminism? Why? Oh my God. So let's talk about this. Bonnie Blue said that she wanted to have a petting zoo for 24 hours where men could come and do whatever they wanted to her.
Excuse me, what?
Which I thought was stupid, because it's like, girl, have you never seen the, oh my God, what is it called? The social experiment where this artist did an art installation where people, not just men, could do whatever they wanted to her for I think like 6 hours. It escalated very quickly because they realized that there was no consequence to their actions. So they cut her hair, they spat on her. I think they even like made her bleed at some point, and they had to stop the show because someone was literally about to like pop her. Rhythm Zero by Marina Abramovich performed in like 1974. It was a very chilling experience for her, and it was also a very chilling realization what being anonymous and having power over someone could do to someone. So the fact that Bonnie Blue wanted to have a petting zoo for 24 hours and over 10,000 men signed up to do it. However, how are you putting Bonnie Blue, Sabrina Carpenter, and what is the third thing? How are you putting Bonnie Blue, Sabrina Carpenter's album, and Sydney Sweeney's soap in the same range, in the same gallery, in the same room, in the same arena, in the same agenda as actual feminist activists? Why are you lumping these things together? Why is the behavior of all women, especially these women that are in the limelight, that are doing things for money, being lumped into the active efforts of women that are looking for equality for all people? Like, that's so fucking weird. They never said that they were feminist activists or feminist icons. It's weird when you like make people into these things that they're not meant to be, and they're not even like, it's actions speak louder than words. If their actions are not aligning with who they say they are, then they are not that thing. They're setting back the movement. Bonnie Blue is being an OnlyFans woman that is a sex worker. I was gonna say something way more inappropriate. Sydney Sweeney is benefiting off of the fact that men are thirsty and desperate and would bathe in her bathwater to be close to her. She's making millions of dollars off of the desperation. Third of all, Sabrina Carpenter making a album cover that literally shows her on her knees, implying that she loves to service her man and have her hair pulled and loves getting turned out, is setting back the entire feminist movement. Like, behave yourselves. Behave yourselves. You're being silly. We made the wrong person famous. No, you didn't, because being famous does not equate having to now be an activist, having to now be a good person, having to now be a pillar of a community. Like, are you stupid? Like, P. Diddy, R. Kelly, like, these are all people that are very much famous, that are fucking shitty and scary. Like, excuse me? Like, being famous has nothing to do with being a good person or setting an example or dismantling social constructs that have been in place for eons. Behave yourselves. Like, y'all will get on the internet and say anything and look as stupid as shit just to be a part of a conversation. She was never a feminist icon. She was never the woman that was going to be at the forefront of a feminist rally fighting for equal rights for women. She sings fucking songs about being a crazy fucking lover and a crazy girlfriend. How is that ever setting a good example for feminism or feminists or equal rights for both genders? Like, are y'all on crack cocaine drugs? Or has the internet just melted your brain so far to the fucking last neuron that anything that you can put together and think it's a coherent sentence is postable and makes sense to you? Like, reading some of these is fucking insane. We made the wrong person famous. She seems incapable of imagining a different aesthetic. This is all she does. So this is all she does? This has been all she's ever done?
Oh, Lord. Again. Again. Nothing new, nothing changed, same old shit.
Don't get me wrong, I know absolutely nothing about Sabrina Carpenter. I don't know her music beyond the famous TikTok sound. Heartbreaking.
Shut up!
Even if framed as funny satire for shock value, it's neither subversive nor empowering. It repackages harmful, overused tropes for controversy and profit. I'm sorry, but why is her embracing the fact that she likes this thing sexually and she's saying it out loud not empowering for her? Just because something is not your cup of tea doesn't mean you have to yuck her yum and literally talk down to her. When you're in a fake misandrist competition and your opponent is Sabrina Carpenter, why would you want to be a misandrist at all? But the truth is coming out now. This was never about feminism. This is about misandry, which is hating men. And apparently you can be a fake man hater, and there are some people that are proud men haters. And they were saying Sabrina acts like this in a really ironic way that doesn't appeal to men at all. So it sounds like you guys always knew, but you were in denial, and now that she's literally saying it to your fucking face, you're offended that she had always been saying it. Which is stupid. I don't get why this is controversy. It's literally like miscommunication live, because people are like, no, she was never like this. But she's been saying this all along. And they were like, no, it's just a joke. No, she's not serious. But now she's like, no, this is what I like. Everyone's like, you lied to us. You. Bro, what? No. Women face horrific domestic abuse and degradation at the hands of men every single day worldwide. True. But she wants to profit off of imagery of herself being degraded, comparing herself to a dog. Pandering to men will never be feminist. I don't care if the lyrics say fuck men. I think this is like when we make conversations like very black and white, and we don't understand that there's a gray area for a lot of things. There are going to be women who love to hear about someone else that is in the same boat as them celebrating their kink. Yes, it is horrible that there are some people who have suffered this kind of treatment without it being consensual, without it being their kink at all. And it is true that there are a lot of people that have a mindset that naturally think of women as less than, naturally think of degrading women as being natural and a turn on. I understand that. However, saying that this one woman controls that entire conversation does an injustice to the people that are actually activists, that are actually having conversations, that are actually doing things to dismantle these things. She has never once said, I want to dismantle abuse against women or degradation against women. I want to be a pillar of women's empowerment. She's never said that. She has sung songs about being a crazy lover that literally loses her mind when men do things that she doesn't like. She has been making unhinged girlfriend music, and women were like, yeah, I'm eating it up because fuck him. Who does he think he is? Like, for example, I can say I like hot dogs, and you can be like, oh my God, I like hot dogs too. Does that mean that you want to go blow up that building over there? I'm like, what the fuck? I never said I wanted to blow up anything. Why would you get that from me liking hot dogs? Because we both like hot dogs, and I want to blow up that building. Oh, no. Fuck you. I never said that. I like hot dogs. The fuck? Like, that's literally the conversation that's happening right now. She likes this one thing that I like, so she must like everything else. That's not how human beings work. People are multifaceted. Sabrina Carpenter is your friend who cries to you about how horrible her man is. You coach her through the breakup, and they're back together by morning. Okay, yeah, but that's a lot of women. Her and Sydney Sweeney are the new wave feminism antichrists, in a way that both propagate the conservative views on the role of a woman in our society, such as hypersexuality for the male gaze pleasure and showcasing visual representation of obedience for male validation. First of all, commas are your friend. That was very difficult to read. Second of all, I'm going to say this once. I wander around every cockroach hovel on the internet, and a lot of men, and I hate to be the person that breaks this news to you. Men are not a monolith. Women are not a monolith. There are a lot of men and women that do not condone, support, or even know that Sabrina Carpenter exists, or Sydney Sweeney exists, or Bonnie Blue exists.
This needs to stop now.
This is cancer.
When you are chronically online, these are the only things that you see. And the algorithm loves that shit. The algorithm is like, oh, this is what you interact with. This is what gets you going. More, more, more. And it fills you with rage and emotion, and it gets you trapped in the little hamster wheel of the internet. So you're on here thinking that this is all that's happening in the world, and that's why I have to have a conversation about it, when there are people that exist that don't even know who the fuck any of these people are. And when you can't separate yourself from that, when you don't realize that you're in your own little internet bubble, that's when you're in trouble. Because you come up with shit like this to say, and you don't acknowledge all of the good things that are happening in feminism, in the development of relationships between men and women. Yes, we have a loneliness epidemic, but that's because all of the men online are seeing Sydney Sweeney's and Bonnie Blues, and they're like, women are whores. They just want money and OnlyFans, trapped in their bubble. And all the girls are like, women are incels. They just want women to be obedient and sit down and get fucked and cook and clean, because you're trapped in your little bubble. When the truth be told, on Guy Cry, guys are like, why won't girls have deep conversations with me about my hobbies? We don't even have to have sex. I mean, it would be nice, but I just want to have a human connection. And I'm like, oh my God, you guys are missing the mark so fucking hard. So this take is hot and wrong. It's popular, but it's wrong. I used to get angry when I saw things like this, but now I just feel really sad. And again, trapped in your little internet bubble, allowing the algorithm to manipulate your emotions. Y'all can hate me, but we are never making it out of the patriarchy. I don't like negative shit like that. Because to be really honest with you, it's not about the patriarchy anymore. Because men are also suffering. And I'm not even trying to be like a pick-me. I don't care either way. I think the world is all going to shit. I think the internet has turned us into sniveling fucking gremlins that are hyper fixated on problems that don't really exist outside of our own minds. And even the problems that do exist could easily be fixed if we were to just fucking pull the wool from over our eyes and get together on common themes one at a time. It is what it is.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
But we are also so desperate to belong to certain communities that we are willing to close off our minds and our interests to other communities just to not be involved in those conversations and to have someone to hate. But there are a lot of themes that are very common. A lot of us just all want the same fucking thing. Waiting for the stands to explain how this one is about the female gaze. Pretending to be this hyper-aware feminist anti-male figure while your entire artistic identity still revolves around seeking male approval and being desirable to them is a choice. Okay, so if this is true, if she pretends to be hyper-aware feminist anti-male figure, then again, I blame the consumer. Because these people are famous. Famous people do things for money. They don't care about you and your views and the things that you like. It is very profitable to pick a side and go really ham on that side. And then, you know what? I think it'll be explained better by a video I saw the other day that was talking about how financially lucrative it is to be a pick-me.
Pick-me makes content. Rage-baited women talks about pick-me online. Pick-me gets famous. Men use pick-me to piss off other women. Pick-me gets even more famous. Pick-me eventually do other things besides normal pick-me behavior. Pick-me loses fan base. The cycle repeats and the men will move on to another pick-me to use to antagonize women. Let's try this again. Pick-me makes content. Women online ignore and block pick-me, and also ignore and block and cut off antagonizing men online and in real life. The pick-me cannot be used. The content creator will eventually rebrand herself to a more inclusive audience, or the pick-me will eventually be traumatized by the women-hating audience, or fade into the background and nobody will even know who she is.
I don't care if I get dragged, but I'm so tired of this over-sexualization of women. This is not feminism, and this is not empowering. Look at her comparing herself to a dog kneeling in front of a man. This is derogatory as fuck. Okay, why can't people create art for their audience? You know what I'm saying? When something's not for you, it's okay to say it's not for you and move on. You don't have to make a whole discussion out of it. Like when a Black person makes Black art about Black struggles, you don't have to be a white person coming into the room and being like, but what about white people's struggles? It was never about you. So when a woman comes into a room and she's like, this is my sexy album about how I love to suck dick and get on my knees and please my man, you don't have to walk into the room as a woman that hates men and doesn't like sucking dick and doesn't want to please her man and say, what about women who hate men? Some things can just not be for you. You can go to a barbecue and be vegan and not eat meat. You don't have to be like, what about me vegan? It's not about you, and it's okay for some things to not be about you. You can show that you don't care by not buying the album, not listening to the music. Put your support into things that will strengthen the things that you believe in. Go donate to a charity, go do activism work. But like sitting on the internet and typing into a void about how this is derogatory, okay, cool, that's your opinion. Now what? Is it gonna stop her from making music? Is it gonna stop her from liking men? Is it gonna stop her from saying shit that supports both sides of the fence? Wait, people thought Sabrina Carpenter was a feminist because she talks about sex and hating men? All while dressing like Betty Boop? Her whole brand has been looking like a hypersexualized child. Is it surprising that this album cover leans into this weird shit? I swear people praise certain people for absolutely nothing, just to get disappointed every 3 to 5 business days. Sabrina Carpenter is a product. Taylor Swift is a product. Chappelle Rowan is a product. Harry Styles is a product. I swear it's like taking candy from a baby. No notes! No notes! And a lot of people are comparing it to like vintage ads from the 50s and 60s, which I mean, yes, valid. Women on their knees, serving their husbands, breakfast in bed. Like, I get it. But that is a lot of women's aesthetics. Like, do people get this upset about Lana Del Rey? Because Lana be on that shit too. Like, let's be real. Oh, Sabrina Carpenter's over sex degrading new album cover has gone too far. How's that? Sexy green M&M died so Sabrina Carpenter could live. When one supreme dies, another one rises. LOL, it's basically a Spinal Tap cover. So there's been like other artists with covers that are like sexually provocative, showing BDSM. You do know that there are some people that believe in equal rights for both genders, which is feminism, and love also participating in BDSM activities, which is willfully being vulnerable and submissive while someone else dominates you and cares about you. This is how you know you've gotten way too parasocial. There are 13,000 people that agree with this. This person is venting saying, a guy friend of mine said, hey, aren't you a fan of Sabrina Carpenter? I said, yeah. He kind of gleefully showed me her new album cover, knowing I'd hate it. I thought it was a joke at first. I know it's probably going to be ironic, but right now, there's no context. It's just a woman on her knees pretending to be a dog. Poe's Law and all that. And right now, after the Bonnie Blue petting zoo and Sydney Sweeney's bathwater, and this year of rights being walked back, the comatose woman being forced to be The comatose woman being forced to be an incubator, a huge increase in pregnant mortality rates, the rise of tradwife content, all of it. It's just like, girl, time and place. Chronically online. Notice everything that she mentioned is in the same vein, and it's that bubble I was talking about. You get what you consume. The internet will constantly show you what you are willing to watch and engage with. You've led yourself here. And yes, all of those things are fucking tragic. The story about the woman who is literally dead, she's brain dead, but they are keeping her alive so that she can give birth to a baby is insane. And I think that it's very, very sad. But at the same time, putting all of these things in the same fucking bracket is insane. I feel like it's one of those things like when you're an anxious person and you compound tragedies. It's like, I burnt my toast this morning. This person cut me off in traffic. My fucking best friend died. Okay, but some of those things are more intense than the other. You burnt your toast, okay, fine. You can make some more toast, it's just fucking bread. Someone cut you off in traffic, yeah, sometimes people are assholes. Someone lost their life and it's a tragedy and it will ripple throughout fucking, you understand what I'm saying? There are levels. So for you to fucking compare a woman on her knees on a fucking song album to a woman whose body is being used as an incubator and her family wants her to rest in peace? Are you fucking insane? You're mad. You're fucking mad. The internet has done something irreparable to us. The only thing that is is redeemable is like some of the memes that are coming out of this. It's like, Scooby, Shaggy, I can't see without my glasses. And let's be real, like there are some women that understand where Sabrina's coming from. Let women be horny on main. Yeah, let her be horny. She likes to get freaky. Sabrina Carpenter has started a very important conversation with that cover. And that conversation is that purity culture is hiding deep inside of feminism. And more people need to read romance and erotica. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I respect your opinion, but myself feel differently because of the current cultural context. Women are losing our rights at an alarming pace in the States, and this kind of imagery in pop music with a lot of less than critical listeners is just not it right now. Truthfully, if she'd come out with this cover in a country that still had Roe v. Wade, etc., I'd probably really like it. That being said on my end, I hope she chose this imagery and feels empowered as a woman in music. They're taking our freedoms, so your solution is to censor femme sexuality? Please don't. So Sabrina just told everyone she's a sub, more specifically a pet. Got it. She's flipping the script on how some men treat women as accessories, obedient companions, or trophies to show off. And by posing like a literal pet, she's mocking that dynamic, not endorsing it. I guess we won't know until the album comes out and the songs are played, but it's art, it's open for interpretation. Am I missing something? Is it not clear that the album cover for Sabrina Carpenter is supposed to be what men wish women were, which is why it's titled Man's Best Friend? Also, if you think her being a submissive posture is indicative about her ceding power to a man in a dominant posture, you clearly have no idea what you're talking about. What? Also, to be clear, this is a non-kink shame atmosphere, if that's what she was going for. I saw the name of the album and the cover and saw it as the idealized female that men want women to be. But again, that's my interpretation. If it's kink, we support. Valid. My favorite are the people saying Gen X pop stars didn't behave like that. What do you mean? OMG, did no one see Madonna's coffee table sex book? Teenage me was reborn upon a viewing. That's what I'm saying. Like, what are you talking about? The women have always, like, especially pop stars have always, sex sells. Why y'all acting like y'all don't know how marketing works? Feminists love supporting women until it's time to actually support women. Sabrina Carpenter and Sydney Sweeney are this close to opening up the discourse. What defines a sex worker and what level of that career do I find socially appropriate? And the feminists are not ready. Seriously, the dude on that cover doesn't even have a face. How is that in any way centering men? Purity culture is so insidious. It's got women thinking their enjoyment of sex is somehow anti-feminist. Valid. Can't wait for everyone to find out that Sabrina Carpenter is not in fact setting women back through her album cover. She's literally just a satirist. She's into satire. For me personally, it's just a lot. The album being called Man's Best Friend, aka Dog, aka Bitch, and then the cover. I'm gonna listen, of course. I'm just confused. It gives me an icky feeling. I don't know. And it's totally okay for you to have that feeling. Art makes people feel different things. The problem is when people start projecting their own feelings onto her as if that was her intention. And worse, when they bastardize feminist concepts to police a woman experiencing and owning her own sexuality. She isn't setting feminism back 100 years or objectifying herself. She is making subversive art. I find that funny and powerful. I understand that is not everyone else's takeaway. Okay, we've come into the internet where people are capable of critical thinking. And if you're still here, you're a big brain bitch and you should like this video because you're also capable of critical thinking and listening to a video for more than 1 minute. And I love you for it. Women will support women till the end. However, once you become a woman that appeals to men, which I guess is like a cardinal sin for any girl that's a girl's girl, you are excommunicated from that support by these women, because God forbid that you actually want to fuck and be with the thing that you desire, which is straight women. They love men.
Sensational.
It's not a bad thing to want a man to be with a man if that's what you desire in life. Now, I kid you not, I believe months from now in August when Sabrina's new album comes out, it is definitely going to fly off of the shelves because of the controversy that it has created. Men are going to listen to it because they want to know, is she really going to pander to me? Is she going to say some sexy shit that I love to hear? And the women are going to listen to it because they're going to be like, we need to know, is she really a fucking feminist or is she a traitorous bitch? And that's gonna make her money. People are talking, and whenever you get the internet talking, whenever you get the internet up in arms about something, you're making money. We are in the era where any attention is good attention. It equals money, it equals eyes on something, it equals eyes on ads. So even some of the comments that we read today that were outraged could be fake outrage because you get paid for views on Twitter too. And I just want to know, what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts, and I will see you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe to become a bestie. We are currently at 421 besties. If you are interested in hearing more of my voice talk about things that I think are wacky, crazy, or stupid, please do click over here, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.